pole position taken by Jamie King, runner-up first time out, the winner of race number 2, the series leader on 160 championship points. Alongside him, Sam Klaus. It's been a challenging day for him. After a fall last time out, he came in 4th position, 3rd in his opening race. 5th in the championship with 65 championship points. The second row with James Blackburn, winner first time out and 3rd position finisher in his 2nd appearance. He's 3rd in the series, and directly behind him it's Ben Pascoe, who's 2nd in the championship hunt. After a 4th and 5th position finish this weekend, he'll want something special to gain back lost ground on the overall leader, Jamie King. Separate race, as I said, in terms of the MotoTeam battle. And with a couple of the championship favourites missing this weekend, their rivals trying to make up ground on them. Keith Bolton has been one of the top performers this weekend. He sits on 96 championship points on the number 8 bike, and he's looking to try and make up towards the number 96 bike of Will Howarth. Away they go then with a good start from the number 76. Away they go with Jamie King leading the way. The rest of the pack filtering through. It's Blackburn straight up to 2nd place with Sam Klaus immediately into 3rd position, dropping back behind James Blackburn. It's Blackburn who's had the outright pace in this category. There's no doubt about that, but some misfortune for him last time out, restricting him to 3rd position. Sam Klaus had also gone down, so both of those two riders looking for a recovery here against Jamie King, who was the pole sitter and the highest scorer in this category so far this weekend, as well, as I said, as the championship leader. Jamie King then leading them back around the chicane for the first time, ahead of James Blackburn in 2nd position. Sam Klaus right on their tail in 3rd. Ben Pascoe it is in 4th position. 5th place with Ian Jackson. The top 5 runners are all Pit Bike 140 riders. So it's King with just a 1/10 of a second advantage over James Blackburn, and Sam Klaus right in touch as well. The front 3 going together, but it's Blackburn trying to find a way alongside King. King has defended well so far, but Blackburn's pace is not to be denied, and it hasn't been denied in either of the 2 races so far. Blackburn looking to the inside into the 2nd hairpin, but King holds him off for now. Blackburn has got to bide his time before finding a way through. Sam Klaus is right on his tail. If he makes an error, Klaus will be through. Klaus looking for a 2nd podium finish of the weekend, of course, after finishing in 3rd position first time out. The top 3 nose to tail. King ahead of Blackburn, Klaus with the momentum. Briefly thinks about a move down the inside through the chicane. 4th position is Ben Pascoe. This is probably his best ride of the day so far. He's staying largely with the top 3 as Klaus looks to the outside on Paddock Bend. King up front ahead of Blackburn, a 1/10 of a second. Sam Klaus 2/10 of a second further back. A new fastest lap of the race from Sam Klaus from 3rd position. Ben Pascoe running about half a second a lap off the pace of the lead duo, and gradually slipping away. In terms of the MotoTeam category, it's Darren Anderson who leads, 6th position in the race, but it's only a second covering 6th, 7th and 8th, which are the top 3 in the MotoTeam class at the moment. So quite a lively fight going on in MotoTeam as well, further back through the order. No change up front between Jamie King, James Blackburn and Sam Klaus. As they come into the chicane, it looks as though Klaus has dropped back slightly, but Jamie King is visibly holding back James Blackburn through the chicane, and Klaus gains again. When will Blackburn make his move? He's certainly faster than Jamie King. You might not see it in the timings, but you can see it on the circuit. Blackburn is continuously held back by King, who has upped his pace on that lap, but James Blackburn straight through with a new fastest lap of the race. Will he be able to make a move down the inside into one of the 2 hairpins? King has been covering those off well. Blackburn tries to carry his momentum well through the 1st hairpin and down the inside into the 2nd, but again King covers the move. Out they come of Iredales up towards the far end of the circuit, with Jamie King and James Blackburn leading the way, and if they hold one another up or they get into mischief, both of them have fallen in at least one race here today. Well, Sam Klaus is right on their tail. Ben Pascoe dropping back from 4th position. This doesn't do too much for him in terms of the championship. He was only 6 points back on Jamie King coming into this 3rd round of the season, having been a regular race runner-up, but still looking for his first victory of 2017. And Pascoe set to miss out on the podium once again here. It'll be a 3rd successive race this weekend and a fourth successive race in total in which he hasn't made it into the top three. And he's starting to drop out of contention now from the race for the series lead overall. James Blackburn will gain on him further here. James Blackburn, who suffered his first defeat of the season last time out. That might sound strange, but he missed round one in Clandau, and that's what has left him with the work to do in the series in the remainder of the rounds. He won all three races in Red Lodge, won the first this weekend as well, and it looked to all intents and purposes as though he was going to dominate. It would just be a matter of when he could get ahead of Jamie King in the total points, but King has come back at him well. Leading here, Blackburn going for the inside into Paddock Bend. Jamie King still leading at the end of lap number 5, but there's not much in it, and Blackburn feints to the inside before settling in straight back behind Jamie King. Less than a tenth of a second between them. Once again, James Blackburn setting a new fastest lap of the race. This time it's a 55.5. Jamie King having to weave around and hold on to the inside line, and Blackburn doesn't quite have the confidence to send a move down the inside. He doesn't want it to all end in tears. But he is alongside now, heading up towards the top end of the circuit. James Blackburn down the inside. Jamie King again has the outside and again sweeps across the front of James Blackburn. So it's Jamie King versus James Blackburn. Blackburn, who's clearly been faster. King, who leads the series standings overall. Blackburn is getting, I would suggest, increasingly frustrated, getting closer and closer to making a move. He's had a couple of goes down the inside, but he's backed out of it each time. When will he finally make the lunge? Because he's got to go for it at some stage. Eventually they'll meet the lap traffic, and then it might change things altogether. But for the moment, it's Jamie King who still leads ahead of James Blackburn. You daren't take your eyes off that race to look further down the order. But still, the top three in the MotoTeam category are separated by just a second. Simon Klaus passing Neil Kinnaird on that last lap, lap number 6. Still close racing, as I said, between the top three in the MotoTeam category. But it's even closer for the top two in this race overall. As they weave their way through lap traffic, it's Jamie King versus James Blackburn in the top two spots. Sam Klaus has dropped 0.8 of a second back. Blackburn almost alongside again into Paddock Bend, but not quite. King is the leader with 7 laps completed and 7 laps remaining, half race distance. And Jamie King has had to defend all race so far, from James Blackburn in second, Sam Klaus in third, and then eventually Ben Pascoe over the line in 4th position. He's important in the context of the series overall. He's currently second to Jamie King in the standings, but he looks set to lose more ground to James Blackburn, who's third in the points. The top three are well clear in the championship tallies, and that's King, Blackburn and Pascoe. Sam Klaus, after not scoring at the opening round of the season in Clandau, has a lot of ground to make up. Further back in the Moto team, Simon Klaus is now within half a second of top spot, which is held by Darren Anderson. This is the same battle that we saw last time out between those two in the Moto team. As down the inside goes James Blackburn, makes the move. King went to the outside of one of the back markers. Blackburn took the inside and through he goes on Paddock Bend. James Blackburn to lead at the end of lap number 8. And now that he's hit the front, can he break away and settle this one once and for all? James Blackburn, your leader. So this would be his 5th race victory of the season if he can take it. Jamie King, the winner of race 2 this weekend, hadn't won since the opening round in Clandau. Really settled the nerves, I suppose, in terms of his championship fight, but there were only 6 points in it coming into round 3, and he has opened himself up a nice 27-point lead, Jamie King. But it's James Blackburn who has been his main rival, I suppose, in the second round and also here today. And it's James Blackburn who leads here on lap number 9. Another pair of back markers to negotiate. And Jamie King will hope to take advantage, as Blackburn did before. Blackburn certainly held up there behind the pair of them. King will try to do something, but he can't, because Blackburn goes for the inside and King has to just settle in. And King then gets held up behind the back marker through the chicane, and James Blackburn escapes away slightly. That might just be enough, though, to stop King from launching for moves. As further back through the order, interesting to watch Darren Anderson cutting through as well, just overtaking Ian Jackson there. They are in different classes, so not too much to worry about for Jackson, who is in 5th place in the pit bike 140 category. They're side by side now, Simon Klaus and Darren Anderson, which is for 5th position in the race. And that's for the top spot in the MotoTeam category. So although the race up front might be settling down, although just as I say that, they're side by side still, Jamie King and James Blackburn, and King's got it back. Jamie King leads the way then around Paddock Bend, up ahead of James Blackburn. There's a separate race going on further down the order in the MotoTeam class, where Darren Anderson and Simon Klaus are separated by less than 1/10 of a second. But in terms of the scratch race, it's King from Blackburn and Sam Klaus. Sam Klaus now 5 seconds in arrears of this two-way duel for the lead position. Jamie King holding it ahead of James Blackburn as they come around Iredales once again up towards the far end of the circuit, with King back in top spot. Well, it's been entertaining stuff with these two swapping and changing positions, and just when you thought Blackburn's got into the lead position, he'll escape away now. Well, Jamie King managed to respond, and that, I suppose, is the character of the rider who leads the championship. Blackburn diving down the inside into Paddock Bend. He's made the move once again. King will try to cut back and carry his momentum down into turn 1, but he's not close enough. Or is he? Not quite. Blackburn covers the move, covering to the inside into turn 1. James Blackburn, your race leader, ahead of Jamie King in second. Sam Klaus dropping more than half a second a lap back from these top two, but are still fighting it out over the race lead. James Blackburn has been the faster in terms of outright pace. Not by too much, though, in terms of the fastest lap, which is held by James Blackburn, the current race leader, ahead of Jamie King. Sam Klaus in third, Ben Pascoe in 4th position, and then the first of the MotoTeam runners, Simon Klaus, ahead of Darren Anderson, who sits second in class. Anderson's had a challenging day here today after a fall on the final chicane and a DNF in race number 2. He sits on 93 championship points, but he's doing the job against Keith Bolton at the moment. Bolton dropping back on that previous lap, and Bolton probably his main challenger in the context of series and championship points. 2 laps still remaining on the counter for James Blackburn and Jamie King, the current top 2 in the race. Blackburn setting a new fastest lap on lap 12. Jamie King dropping 1/10 of a second further in arrears. It's small margins between these top 2, who are on excellent pace here. Less than 3/10 of a second between them as they wend their way through. And it looks as though Blackburn has made further ground on this lap over Jamie King. Coming around Paddock Bend then to start the final lap, with more traffic just up ahead of them. That's Howard Taylor running in 10th position in the scratch race, and that is worth 6th by my reckoning in the pit bike 140 category. That's one less lap he has to run here because he's gone behind James Blackburn, the race leader. A new fastest lap of the race of 55 flat on that previous lap, and Jamie King nothing like that pace, dropping 1.5 seconds back now. And I suspect that that has settled things down in terms of the pit bike 140 race. Simon Klaus will be the winner in MotoTeam, barring anything unforeseen. He's working his way through Paddock Bend, still with another lap to complete. He's just up ahead of Ian Jackson, and then there's a whole train of riders, 2nd, 3rd and 4th positions in the MotoTeam category, coming out of the Paddock Bend, side by side, and actually 3 abreast. Down the inside comes Fraser Kinnaird to pass Neil Kinnaird. Meanwhile, around the final turn for the final time come the top 3 in the scratch race. It's going to be James Blackburn back to winning ways. A 5th race win of the season, and a 2nd this weekend at round 3 of the 2017 campaign. Jamie King extends his championship lead with 2nd position, with Ben Pascoe down in 4th place, and behind Sam Klaus, who returns to the podium after finishing only 4th position last time out. Around the final turn comes Ben Pascoe then to take 4th position. On track he's behind Andrew Giles. Giles down in 13th position though. You've got MotoTeam riders mixed in. Where is the winner of the MotoTeam category? Simon Klaus. He's the next of the front runners to cross the line. Here he comes out of the final turn to win in MotoTeam. Simon Klaus, the MotoTeam winner, Ian Jackson just behind him. He is 5th in the Pit Bike 140 category. Sam Klaus having finished in 3rd position, so it's a good day for Sam and Simon as they both make the podium in their respective classes in race number 3 in the combined race, MotoTeam and Pit Bike 140.